We got everything, all of the lights, all of the lights. We're gonna do it all the way to the top. What we gonna do today? All the way to the top. How we no, that ain't gonna work. How we go? I guess we ain't gonna do all the way to the top. We rock it like that. We're gonna rock it like that. We're gonna rock it like that. How's everybody doing this morning? All we do is win Wednesday. Get the Trump hands going. All we do is win Wednesday. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guidelines. It is so important. Everybody follow in, tap in. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guidelines. Thank you for everybody for tapping into the Perfect Timing Podcast. Back with the blast in out with a dash on them real fast. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I got the sponge. I got the sponge. I got the chaotic fro. Come on in, let me know. Let's go. All you do is win Wednesday. We're going to have a round rumpus discussion. How's everybody doing this morning on this wagga win Wednesday? Get your Trump hands going. We're going to have a Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo blues, giving Democrats the boo-hoo blues. Yeah, we're going to have a good talk this morning, man. And can we just start out by saying, I was right. I told you so. That's how I'm going to start this off. I told you so. Look at my thumbnail, what Trump is saying, plain that. Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, I told you so. It's a shit show. It's absolutely, I told you so on Capitol Hill. It's only a bill. It's so much going on in Washington, D.C. right now. I mean, from the SCOTUS to POTUS to the MOSTUS to the VP. What do they call the VP? Is there a VP acronym? Shout out to J.D. Vance kicking ass all over X, all over the world. JD Vance 2028. Can we get a JD Vance 2028 in the chat? Red Pill Mixed Chick first in the chat. Shout out to the Red Pill Mixed Chick first in the chat. Salute to you every day. Everybody guys first in the chat. Get shouted out. Number one, shout out to you for being first in the chat. Welcome. Double tap at the like button. Like, share, subscribe, and tap into your guy, man. Pete had himself playing, having some issues. Heggy Baby is his name. Over here, we call him Pete Heggy Baby. You got to have him with his shirt off. His logo song is Pete Heggy Baby. Get it right, man. And we've been telling this cat since the beginning, man. No more Signal, no more Discord, no more secret chat. Pete Heggy Baby, hey, he came for the BS. Some people come to the party. Some people came to the party to get naughty. Some people come to the party to get naughty. Pete Heggie, this is the thing that people don't understand about Trump and all of Trump's men. Trump picked these individuals, handpicked these individuals. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Can we get a rest in peace, Charlie Kirk in the chat? Because Charlie Kirk is the reason why we have J.D. Vance. Shout out to Charlie Kirk, rest in peace. God bless him and Erica Kirk. That's why we have J.D. Vance. For the first time in 2028, the next president is not going to be 70 years old, not going to be a baby boomer, not going to be an elderly citizen. Nothing against the elderly, but it's time for a change of the guard. Shout out to J.D. Vance, man. Man, Heggy Baby. Pray for Pete. Pray for them all, man. Pray for the entire administration, man. Heggy Baby, man, from the beginning been plagued with problems. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the focus on Heggy Baby. There's this thing that the Democrats like to do, right? And get you to focus on social, intimate issues rather than the actual productivity, the actual work of the individual. And if somebody's in politics like President Trump, you know what we haven't been honest about with President Trump? When you go back and you look at past presidents and how productive they are, how much has President Trump gotten done in 6 months? There's never been a more productive presidency. Everybody poo-pooing on President Trump, talking about he doesn't deserve a Nobel. He deserves every accolade, every prize that's possibly available. He got us a Gaza peace deal and hostages free. This, for everybody hating on Trump, Do you know the hostages are home? Can we get that in the chat one time? The hostages are home. This is the early Christmas. And he said he did it on Indigenous Peoples Day just to let people know. But this is the racist president. This is the racist president. I say it's the greatest president. I say MAGA, make America great again. I say on one win Wednesday, we ain't been never winning more than we winning today on this Wednesday. The hostages are home. We have a ceasefire. The people who are heading on the ceasefire do not want to talk to you like I talk to my audience. What did we talk about on my audience? We talked about the 21-point plan. It's more than just the ceasefire. But we actually I don't know how, Red Pill Mixed Chick, I know you got an audience. I know you do what you do. But do you know we actually read the 21-point peace plan on this podcast? Well before the Bibi Netanyahu political theater, I read to my audience the 21-point peace plan, which is how we got to the ceasefire, which is how we got to hostages being free. I also educated my audience that the 21-point peace plan was not presented to Bibi Netanyahu first. I'm going to say that 2 more times, that the 21-point peace plan put together, including Heggy Baby, Pete Hegseth, and the Department of War. We don't never give him props. We want to talk about Pete Hegseth and his wife and all of this social stuff. How about Pete Hegseth in the Department of War playing real 4D chess and getting approval from the 21-point plan before Putin even saw it, before Bibi Netanyahu ever saw it? The 21-point plan went to the UAE, went to the Saudis, went to Turkey. How many people understood when Trump signed it on my thumbnail yesterday? Beautiful, wonderful podcast, giving out so much information. Trump news, bullet point, information, shutting down trolls. This is what we do here. Man. This is what we do here. Today, we're talking about the U.S. shutdown enters the 15th day as Democrats reject GOP funding. And I've been talking about 15-day shutdown. What did we talk about on day one? Day one, the Democrats were responsible for the shutdown. Day one, we already called out. Then I got proven right. Shout out to everybody who's been riding with the Perfect Timing Podcast. Double tap as you come in. I know people are allergic to the like button. I don't know what happened. We used to get a lot of likes. I don't know what happened. Double tap, hit the like button. I know I got a lot of old fogies watching me. Double tap and share the podcast with fellow MAGA Trump supporters. I don't know why we go out to Democrats and leftists and Antifa, violent, radicalized left. You're not supposed to be watching. You're supposed to be burning down a Tesla. You're supposed to be in the street with a frog outfit on, dancing in front of police. I don't know what you're doing here, but what I need for my MAGA Republicans to do, what I need for my Trumpsonians to do is double tap, hit the like button, and share it with like-minded people, so we can have an honest conversation. Day one, I said that the Democrats was the cause of the shutdown. And I talk about Brexit talking points. Shout out to Charlie Kirk. Shout out to Candace Owens. This is a Brexit topic from the heavens. This is a Brexit, meaning get your black ass out of the Democratic Party. Get the Brexit the fuck out of the Democratic Party. Why? Because the Democrats are using your body, your blood, your children for fodder. I said Chuck Schumer and the Democrats know overwhelmingly who works for the federal government. I read the statistics that blacks overwhelmingly work for the federal government at a higher percentage than they are in the United States. We have a higher representation in federal employment do we have in population in the American United States, so that it's easy to find these data. It's easy to find, and the Democrats been knowing this since Obama. What did Chuck Schumer? He said that they admitted it. They finally admitted, and then we're gonna go over their 1.5 trillion budget buster because they don't want to open the government. That's why I call it a 1.5 trillion. Can I get 1.5 trillion dollars? Let that sink in. Double tap, hit the like button. Let that 1.5 trillion. For anybody wondering if the government gonna be reopened, the Democrats said they need 1.5 trillion. That's like the mayor of Chicago asking for $1 billion. Trump don't come to Chicago. Instead, give me $1 billion. Give you $1 billion for you to misappropriate funds. Chicago, the most corrupt city in America. The Democrats, the most corrupt politics. Why would we give the Democrats $1 trillion? All they do is make themselves rich. Nancy Pelosi, 400 million. Maxine Watts, Chuck Schumer, a millionaire. Adam Schiff, a millionaire. Lieutenant James, millionaire, Democrat millionaire elite. And they said today, now, over the weekend, Chuck Schumer admitted that the reason they shut down the government is because they don't have the House, they don't have the Senate, and they don't have the presidency. So the Democrats effectively have no power. The only power that the Democrats had was to shut down the government. That was my proof 2 weeks ago. I said to you 2 weeks ago, I know the people who hate Trump didn't want to listen. I said 2 weeks ago, the Democrats shut down the government because they are powerless. When did we first start talking about the powerless Democrats wasting your time, wasting your money? Well, Jasmine Crockett in the 5 seats. Stephen A. Smith should not be getting crucified for Jasmine A. Crockett comments. Jasmine A. Crockett in the 5 seats. So 5 seats in Texas, right? Now, Gavin Newsom is trying to get the 5 seats back. Now, remember, Jasmine Crockett got on the plane. I'm leaving on the jet plane. And then she created a national issue, a national geopolitical issue over 5 local seats in Texas. Had governors from Illinois, governors from New York, Governor Newsom, all talking about 5 seats in Texas. But what I said is they're inconsequential. They don't matter. Why do the 5 seats not matter? Why would Jasmine Crockett doing political theater? Because of what Chuck Schumer admitted. This is what my channel been all about. If you are part of the Perfect Timing podcast, then you are on top of political. You are in the driver's seat. You understand what's going on with the shutdown. If the Democrats have no power, if the Republicans are running the House, if the Republicans are running the Senate, and they also have Trump in the White House, what did the 5 seats actually matter in national politics? Nothing. It meant nothing. It wouldn't change the fact that the Republicans still had a bully pulpit and a mandate to push forward any legislation that they want. 48 nominees confirmed in one day in the Senate after the Republicans changed the rule. So I said before, when we talk about a government shutdown, why the Democrats? Because they have nothing left but political theater. They have no policy. They have no agenda. So they're using the blacks vote for Democrats over 90% of the time. So they're using Jasmine Crockett. They're using Hakeem Jeffries to trick you. And I'm saying Blexit. I'm saying Blexit because you overwhelmingly work for the federal government and they didn't care. Hakeem Jeffries don't care. Jasmine Crockett don't care. Jasmine Crockett, when she left Texas, stopped the vote so you couldn't get flood relief. Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer know they are hurting black Democratic voters when they shut down the federal government because who's your mailman? Who overwhelmingly works for the post office? Who overwhelmingly works for the federal government? We know these statistics. The Democrats know who they're hurting. The Democrats know who they sacrifice. The Democrats are not sacrificing wealthy liberal elites. Do you guys understand? The Democrats are not sacrificing wealthy liberal elites, huh? The Democrats are not sacrificing, they are sacrificing you, the federal employee at the lower end of the spectrum. Ask yourself why the Democrats would do that. Ask yourself why the Democrats would do that. And then you might get to some Brexit issues. That's what we're talking about this morning. Back at it like a crack addict, automatic like a fomatic, built for tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last. We're going to get this done real fast. Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you to everybody tuning in. Double tap, hit the like button as you come into the podcast. It's so important. Double tap, hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. Let me get my goal of 15 supers up in 1 hour. We get a goal every day of 15 supers up in 1 hour. We got our goal up. And thank you to everybody for watching. We're going to get into some details. Shout out to Red Pill Mixed Chick. I remember you, baby. U.S. shutdown enters 15 days after Democrats reject GOP funding bill for the 8th time. Can we just be honest about what's going on? because it's getting bad right now. Some people are furloughed, some people still got to go to work. And then there's discussion of not paying these individuals back. So some people are working right now without being paid, and there's discussion about not paying them once they open the government up. So they basically working for free. We got governmental slaves out there. Thank you, Democrats. Thank you, Chuck Schumer. Thank you, Hakeem Jeffries. This is the reality right now on the ground. I'm reading it to you right now because you don't have time. You at work, you at lunch, you taking care of your business. I'm taking care of my business. Everybody tune in, relax. We about to have a good time, good podcast, get a lot of information. It's going to be informative, informative, and we're going to have a ball, man. U.S. shutdown enters 15-day after Democrats reject. You listen to that. Democrats reject GOP funding bill for the 8th time. That is horrible. 8 times the government, and this is the part you don't hear about, MAGA Republicans, make America great again, Trump, win, win, win. You think we want peace in Gaza and don't want the government funded here in America? No, 8 times, time and time again, the Republicans are trying to open up the government. 8 times the Democrats said no. I need you to write that down. You need to understand the realities on the ground that the Republicans are want to open up the government. They have attempted to negotiate with the Democrats 8 times, and 8 times the Democrats have said no. And today they dropped a budget buster, almost saying that they don't want the government open. 1.5 trillion budget buster. Now, wait a minute. The Republicans are saying that we're not going to spend money on immigrants in the ER, and the Democrats came back with 1.5 trillion. They're not trying to negotiate and agree that we should not spend money on non-citizens. No, the Democrats are saying we want all the money. The Democrats are saying we want it all, and they have no power. They don't have any leverage in the House. They don't have any leverage in the Senate, and there's a Republican in the White House. The Democrats are sacrificing the Democratic voters, and I don't know what for. 1.5 trillion? We don't have 1.5 trillion, Chuck Schumer. So I know that's a non-starter. We have to ask, what do you really want, Chuck Schumer? Because we don't have 1.5 trillion. Listen to this. The U.S. government shutdown reached its 15th day on Wednesday. Today, after Senate Democrats blocked the Republican clean funding bill. All we do is win Wednesday. The Republicans put forth a clean bill for the 8th time. Democrats blocked it. Amid disputes over extending Affordable Care Act subsidies and other spending priorities, Republicans accused Democrats of seeking a 1.5 trillion in new expenditures. How was that negotiation? Do the people at the federal government who not getting their paychecks understand what the Democrats are doing? I think you expect the Democrats to negotiate, right? The Republicans want this. Okay, then we'll meet them halfway so that we can get people back to work. Instead, Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer are asking for 1.5 trillion in new expenditures, knowing that Doge, Trump, and the Republican leadership doesn't want to spend anything. So you go from spending $0 to asking for 1 trillion. It's on purpose. It's by design. It's a non-starter. You need to understand that. 1.5 trillion in new expenditures, including international aid and health care for undocumented immigrants. This is what the argument is all about. That means Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, after 15 days, 8 negotiations, refuse to negotiate, refuse to back off of funding immigrants in our ERs, taking hospital beds from citizens, taking doctors from citizens. The Democrats refuse to negotiate. It's just like last administration when they refused to listen to the American people. The American people said to the Democrats, we don't want boys and girls on the same team. The American people said to the Democrats, we don't want boys going in the girls' bathroom. They didn't listen. Instead, they called us names. They canceled us, right? They flag us. They cancel us. They call you all type of phobia names, but no one ever listened to the American people. That I am not a phobiast. I just don't want men going to the bathroom with girls. And that's why Trump has been given a mandate. You know what we don't never hear about? The Trump MAGA mandate. Well, on All We Do Is Win Wednesday on a MAGA platform, we're going to talk about the mandate. So you understand, what is the Trump mandate? It means those 5 seats that Jasmine Crockett made an issue and that Gavin Newsom is wasting $200 million on a fake election in California. How about Gavin? Give us the water. Gavin, where is the $100 million that you lost in fire funding? Where is the reservoir for when fire season comes back? Instead, Gavin Newsom is wasting $200 million on a fake election to get 5 seats to put us back where we are now. Let me do some math for everybody. The Republicans control the House currently. Listen to this. The Republicans control the House. The Republicans control the Senate, and the Republicans have the White House. If they get 5 seats in Texas and California gets 5 seats, guess what happens? It stays status quo, which means the Republicans maintain their mandate. Nothing changes with these 5 seats. Nothing changes with Chuck Schumer shutting down the government. The Democrats do not gain power. They don't, and this does not help the Democrats in 2026. These are just realities that I know you haven't thought about. I like Stephen A. Smith. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith, like Charlie Kirk, brought out some truths. Stephen A. Smith, like Charlie Kirk, was honest about Jasmine Crockett. Charlie Kirk was honest about Fannie Willis, Latia James, and Mayor Bowser's incompetence. That's why Latia James is being indicted. That's why Fannie Willis had been called a criminal by Donald Trump. I believe Fannie Willis' indictment is coming. And that's why Latia James has been indicted. That's why Mayor Bowser looks like a fool on the national stage. The Democrats are failing voters, and double tap, hit the like button. 1.5 trillion in new expenditures, including international aid. International aid, again, not MAGA, not the Democrats want money for the international aid. The Democrats want money for health care for undocumented immigrants, while President Trump redirected Pentagon funds and secured a private donor to ensure military paychecks amid the impasse. Did you hear about that? Did you hear about President Trump using tariffs? Remember the tariff debate? A lot of people who've been watching me since my ascension remember when we first talked about the tariffs. I explained to you the purpose of the tariffs, how the tariffs benefit American factory workers. Now the money has been coming back in from the tariffs. I am the one who told you that the tariffs, we start collecting revenue August 1st. Do you know how much revenue we've collected in tariffs so far? Let's go research how much revenue, how have we collected in tariffs so far? How much revenue? Y'all know about revenue. Shout out to the Bay Area E40. I'm getting my revies, my revenue. Have you from the Bay Area in the 90s, you know about that revenue. How much revenue have we collected from tariffs thus far? Huh? I should have put Trump tariffs. How much revenue? 215 billion. As of late September, has collected this is what's the truth about Trump policies that you don't hear about on liberal media. I don't know why liberal media don't want to tell you the truth, but we collected already $215 billion. So one of the stories, one of the great MAGA victories, it's All We Do Is Win Wednesday. We're watching Perfect Time podcast. Double tap, hit the like button. We got 8 likes, over 100 people watching. 200 people at our max. 8 likes doesn't make any mathematical sense. Double tap, hit the like button. What you need to understand, $215 billion have been collected in tariffs. Trump used that money to pay for women and babies and military families. Did you guys know about that? There is a side story going on here. Chuck Schumer and the Democrats are shutting down the government. Did you know Chuck Schumer and the Democrats are trying to block Trump's effort to pay military wives and pay military employees despite the Democrat shutdown? We're going to go into it. Donald Trump redirected Pentagon funds and secured a private donor to ensure military paychecks because the military wasn't getting paid amid the impasse. The standoff has cost the economy billions weekly, affecting federal workers. And the reason we're talking about this as far as Brexit, Did you hear what it said? It's overwhelmingly affecting federal workers. What has been my argument the whole time? Overwhelmingly, federal workers are black Democrats. So Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries are selling you down the river. I just need you to know why we have Blexit. Shout out to Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk. Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries has sold you down the river. You just need to know that. You just need to know that Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries have sold you down the river. Have you guys noticed that Charlie Kirk's name is now like a word on YouTube that like certain words black content creators can't use or it affects your views? And I've noticed in the last couple of days, Charlie Kirk's name has become one of those words that YouTube has designated that black content creators can't use. And it doesn't seem fair, but I know how to play by the rules. So let's get back to the content. The standoff has cost the economy billions weekly. I know some people are upset about that. Double tap, hit the like button. All right, double tap, hit the like button, everybody. The standoff has cost billions weekly, affecting federal workers. And what we've said, federal workers are overwhelmingly, there's blacks are 13% of the population. Federal workers, blacks represent over 18% of the employees of federal. So the Democrats understand who is hurting the most as they keep the government shut down for 15 days. That's a huge bullet point. That's a huge bullet point for Democratic voters, especially black Democratic voters, and how they treat you and how they value your vote, right? So let's keep going. Let's go into some details of this $1.5 trillion budget buster, because it's a non-starter. This is not a negotiation. When you say I don't want to spend anything, and then your wife comes back and say, well, husband, I want to spend 1.5 trillion. When you tell your wife that we don't have the money, and she comes back and she says, I need 1.5 trillion. What do you do? What do you do? It's a non-starter. So check this out. Speaker Mike Johnson, shout out to Speaker Mike Johnson, head of the Republicans, to end the shutdown. Democrats are demanding 1.5 trillion in new partisan spending. This is an unserious proposal made by, I agree. I said it's a non-starter. It's a non-starter. Mike said this is an unserious proposal made by unserious people. Here are just a few of the things they are using to take the government hostage. Democrats' $1.5 trillion demands for opening the government. Listen to this. $200 billion in healthcare benefits for illegal aliens. That's number one on their list. Repeal of the $50 billion rural hospital fund. Permanent COVID subsidies without reforms. They just want to give away money to government contractors. Permanent COVID subsidies without reforms. Just don't look at it. Just permanent. Why? COVID is over. You want to make them permanent, the subsidies for what? It's not a COVID subsidy if we're no longer in COVID. Let's keep going. $500 million for liberal news outlets. The government wants to give $500 million to liberal news outlets. That's not what Congress, that's why the government, that's why you don't have your job. Black Democrats, are you listening? Black Democrats, I am talking to you about Blexit. I am saying Blexit the fuck out the Democratic Party. Please understand why you don't get your paycheck this week. Black Democrats, please understand why you're not getting paid this week. And ask yourself, why are you still Democrat? And then go do your research on Blexit. Then go do your research on Blexit. $500 million for liberal news outlets. $4 million for global. Oh my God. You can't make this stuff up. Global. Listen to this. Not America, not Kansas, not Illinois, not Maryland. $4 million for global LGBTQI plus awareness campaigns. I don't even know how to say it anymore. How many people know how to say it? I got to say that again because it's unbelievable. Mike said unserious by unserious people. Listen to this. This is not for your children, not for my children. $4 million for global LGBTQI plus awareness campaigns. We're not going to go into what that acronym means because it has gotten longer and longer every time I read it. 4 million. This is another bullet point. 4 million for LGBTQI plus democracy grants in the Balkans. The Balkans. Can somebody? The Balkans. not in Boston, in the Balkans. That's 8 million for LGBTQ internationally, not LGBTQ in American, not American kids, but over $8 million to go overseas to the Balkans. 2 million for feminist democratic principles in Africa. How much money is the Congress, who is not in power? Remember, the Democrats are not in power. The American people gave Trump and the MAGA Republicans a mandate. The Senate is ran by Republicans. The Congress is ran by Republicans. We have a Republican president. But the Democrats, who have no power, have no mandate, have no policy, are asking for tens of millions of dollars to go abroad. It's like they want to be anti-MAGA. MAGA is Make America Great Again. Remember yesterday I played video of professionals in DC excited about the safe zone. I played video of professionals in Memphis excited about the fact that Memphis has a 25% drop in crime and it is safer. I played videos from people in Atlanta requesting Trump to come to Atlanta next. Now, you know we have a problem with Fulton County and Fannie Willis. Trump already wants to prosecute Fannie Willis. I definitely see a huge percentile chance that Trump will send his guard to Atlanta coming up soon. How many people knew that Trump was in Memphis? We've been talking on this channel who's going to be next. I knew Trump was in Chicago. I didn't know Trump was in Memphis. Not only isn't Trump in Memphis, but he didn't got 16 convicted murderers off the street. How many people know about Memphis? How many people know about that recent homicide where the person who killed that young lady had been arrested over 30 times and got released? Well, there was a problem in Memphis where criminals get arrested and get released. Did you watch the video where the guy said they got 16 convicted murderers off the street? And it might not be believable until last couple weeks ago when we saw that little girl get murdered by a convicted felon who had got arrested 30 times. This is what's happening in Memphis. This is why people in Memphis was terrified. This is what was happening in East St. Louis. This is what was happening in DC. See, liberal police reform policies said, oh, I can back it up. I got proof. I got proof. I've been talking about this, but I got proof. And I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it, but I got proof to my point about these liberal policies and how people kept going free and why people were terrified to play outside in Memphis. Because when you watch the video, listen to this, listen, when you watch the video, you might think this is fake. Kids can play outside, but then let me show you this story. Do you guys remember in Washington, D.C., how this all started? There was a young man with the internet name of Big Balls. Big Balls was walking home from work and he saw a young lady be carjacked. Big Balls went to stop the carjacking and he was almost beat to death. Today, I'm going to share with you proof of my argument of why it is safer in Memphis, why it is safer in DC, in the goal in Chicago. Why are people not playing outside? It's because the criminals commit heinous crimes and then are released. And so the good people are scared to go outside because outside is filled with convicted felons who commit heinous, violent crime that the Democrats say should go free. That's just the fact.
An update tonight on a case that got.
That's just a fact. Listen to what happened to the men who beat Big Balls and also carjacked a young lady. And you can't make this up. This is the result. Remember how we all got to DC. There was a carjacking. A young man tried to stop the carjacking. The people who did the carjacking was arrested. This is the adjudication of that arrest. Please listen.
A lot of attention, the assault of a Doge staffer here in the district. You may remember this picture. Today, the 15-year-old girl accused of attacking this person you see on your screen there pled guilty. Now, Melissa Kim walks us through what happened today.
Quote unquote, I plead guilty for one count of simple assault. According to prosecutor Stephanie Daigle, the girl assaulted the victim with pepper spray without any legal reason at the Sunoco gas station on U Street on the night of August 3rd. She was sentenced to 9 months of probation despite her attorney asking for 4.5 months. Meanwhile, the 15-year-old boy previously pled guilty to a felony assault charge and was sentenced to 12 months probation because, according to prosecutor Daigle, he attacked the victim to the point where he broke his ribs and had to get stitches on his face. The judge ordered both of them to stay away from each other and away from the district except to go to school and any job or family obligations. Both of them are from Maryland. Now, the judge did emphasize the purpose of juvenile court, which she says is to rehabilitate, not punish, which she hopes will happen with these probation periods. The two of them are scheduled to check in with their progress in 60 days. Now, we did hear from the victim who was in the courtroom virtually. He thanked both the court and DC police and said he hopes the teenagers figure things out and that they are ready for their consequences. At DC Superior Court tonight, I'm Melissa Kim, WUSA 9.
We have an update tonight on the case. So basically, Big Balls was beat by two teenagers in Washington, D.C. They both got probation after a carjack. Do you understand this? There was a male and a female assailant, right? The female got a couple months. The male got more months because he broke his ribs and basically tried to kill him. Number one, they got in juvenile court. I don't know why they were in juvenile court, but they were tried as juveniles, and they admitted that they tried to kill him, right? I have interviews from Big Ball. I'm going to play interviews from Big Ball, but I just want to read something here. Breaking: the Tennessee jump Edward Big Ball Kornstein avoid jail after DC judge sentences them to probation. You can't make this up.
Am I on mute? I know I might be on mute and my chat is off, so you can't tell me if I'm on mute. But I hope you can hear me. I cut the chat off because of trolls. Please watch and pay attention. Breaking: teens who jumped Edward Big Balls Kornstein avoid jail after DC judge sentences them to probation, right? Kornstein was left with the concussion, broken nose, and he and a female friend were jumped by a group of 10 teenagers. They jumped him and a female. The 15-year-old boy received 12 months of probation and was placed under strict house arrest. The 15-year-old girl was sentenced to 9 months of probation and was remanded to a local youth shelter. Their accomplices in the attempted carjacking and assault remain at large. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. You might not think it's believable. I don't believe it either.
Friends, late at night.
I don't believe it either. We've been talking about, when we talk about Trump going to DC, Trump going to Chicago, Trump going to Memphis, this is a carjacking. The teens carjacked a girl and then beat up a guy who tried to stop the carjacking, and they are free walking the streets. This is the type of city I don't want to live in. These are democratic cities where people who carjack and kick innocent heroes to death. They could have killed him. They could have killed him. They kicked him in his chest, his ribs, broke his jaw. Just because they weren't successful doesn't mean they weren't trying to kill him. Can I say that again? Just because they weren't successful in stealing the car and killing him doesn't mean that they did not attempt to kill him. This is the judge. This is the judge that gave them probation. I need you guys to understand. This is the judge that gave a carjacker and a murderer, attempted murderer, probation. So when we say it is unsafe for children to play outside, when you see professionals in Memphis, when you see professionals in DC saying, finally, my children can play outside, it's because these type of people are not outside. But this is why children are not safe outside. If you're wondering why children are not safe outside in Memphis and DC and Chicago, it's because of judges like this who release carjacking attempted murderers back on the street. No time, 9 months of probation, so they can commit the crime again. I said to you in East St. Louis, a similar judge released teenagers for carjacking a Uber, and the next day, are you guys listening? The next day, they carjacked a Lyft. The next day, they carjacked a Lyft. So a liberal judge let them go home, and the next day, they committed the crime again. Let's listen. This is big balls right here. This is the young man who risked his life to save a young lady. This is the young man who risked his life to save a young lady, and he got almost beat to death. And the people who tried to attack the young lady and almost beat him to death just got sent home by this lady right here. She just let him go home.
I was hanging out with a group of my friends late at night, and at about 3 a.m., we were wrapping up. And I was walking one of my friends back to her car. And as we're walking to the car, there's a group of 10 guys right across the street. And as we get to the car and she begins to fumble for the keys, they start shouting at us. And really quickly, I knew something was really off about the situation. So she unlocks the car. I rush her into the driver's seat. She's able to close the door behind her and lock the doors. And, right as I turn around, they run up on me. And they're just a few feet away. And they slam me against the car, throwing a bunch of punches. I keep my hands up. I'm just like, all right, I'm getting a lot of punches here. I'm just trying to protect my head the best way that I can. And, luckily the whole thing didn't last too long. The police showed up pretty quickly. So I was very fortunate. I only came out with a broken nose and a concussion. It could have been a lot worse.
Oh, my God. All right. So they were wailing on you. Did they get you down on the...
It could have been a lot worse. They could have killed him. Their intention was to take the car and kill him. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? It could have been a lot worse. Yeah, man. They were trying to kill you, brother.
The ground?
No. I knew that if I got down on the ground, it'd get way worse. So I was like, all right, no matter what, I just have to stay on my feet.
All right. So stay on your feet. You protect the head because you know what? Big Balls also has big brains. And that's very important. And you saved this lady friend of yours. You kind of saved more than her car. You might have saved her life.
Yeah, it was a really bad situation.
So if he saved her life, then they both had their life in danger, and these two kids just went home. They just went home. And you have to, if you live in DC, this is the people you have to go to school with. Your children go to school with these kids. If you live in DC, your children go to school with these kids.
And, the carjacking didn't make a lot of sense because it was like the cheapest car on the block. So it felt like there might have been something else going on there.
Okay. Well, you're a brave guy and you're a lucky guy, and we're glad you're okay.
Shout out to Big Balls. Shout out to Big Balls. So I do my homework, man. I do my homework. I do my research. I do my homework. I do my research. So when I know it's been a long time coming. A lot of people troll. A lot of people don't have the patience to listen to some of the intellectual diatribe we put forth on this channel. But when we show videos and we say people are scared to walk outside, people are ecstatic that children can ride their bikes. A young professional in DC, a professional woman said, I can drive with my windows down. And a lot of people thought it was just conjecture. They didn't understand, because if you don't live in the area, if you live in a red state where people who commit a crime go to jail, you don't understand. You can't fathom this type of reality. Where you live, if you commit a crime like carjacking or you attempt to kill someone, you at least go to jail, even if it's for a short amount of time. What people are waking up to a reality that in democratic states that have been plagued with Marxist ideology, police reform, well, if you commit a heinous crime, you don't go to jail. You get to go back to that same neighborhood, and the people who work and go to work and pay taxes have to live with criminals. Maybe because the jails are overran. I don't know what the logic is behind it. But what you see is people saying that I've been terrified. We played a professional say, I've never gone outside my house in 5 years. She said, I don't let my kids play outside. How many people know people like this? She said, I don't let my children play outside. She said, this is the first time in 5 years since Trump and the National Guard showed up in Memphis. She said, this is the first time in 5 years that her children have been able to play outside. And I know a lot of people did not believe it when she said it because you don't understand how outside was dangerous. Today, I am showing you proof of how and why outside is dangerous in places like this. It's dangerous because liberal judges allow convicted murderers, convicted carjackers to go free on probation. So you can't let your children outside when there's a 15-year-old who just committed a carjack attempted murder outside. I wouldn't let my child play outside when there is a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old and they just got probation for carjacking and attempted murder. No, my children are not going. But then you got to go to school, and you got to go to school with these same kids because these are kids. And now these kids go to school with your kids. Did you hear what they said? Probation. And they go back to school. The 15-year-old goes back to school with your children. This is the reality in Washington, D.C. Listen to this. The 15-year-old boy received 12 months of probation and was placed under strict house arrest. He going back to school tomorrow. Your children have to go to school with him tomorrow. The 15-year-old girl was sentenced to 9 months, less time of probation, and remanded to a local youth shelter. This is the reality. This is the reality. I cut the chat on for 5 seconds, you guys, but can't keep the chat on. It's okay. I wanted to keep the chat on because I don't know if I was if I muted myself or not, but we can't keep the chat on because the racist trolls don't even want to listen to the content. Okay. So that was just some proof I just wanted to share with you guys about what happened in the liberal judges and how we get to the dangerous cities that we have. Like, I know a lot of people, when they hear me, they say, oh, you are this and you are that. They don't understand how we get to the dangerous cities and why we have so many professionals saying that they are happy with Trump, why we have professionals in Atlanta actually requesting Trump come to Atlanta.
The VA home loan program offers service members.
Trump, will you please come to Atlanta? Trump, we need help in Atlanta. So can I say shout out to Big Balls? I want to say shout out to Big Balls, man. Shout out to Big Balls, man. Double tap hit the like button, man. Everybody watching right now, double tap hit the like button. Shout out to Big Balls, man. I want to say, Big Balls, thank you for being brave. And, man, thank you for your commitment. You know what I'm saying? You're a great person, man. You helped that young lady. You knew it was dangerous. You didn't run. You stayed there with her. And like said in that report, you probably saved her life. You put your life in danger. You're a great American and a great man. Thank you to, what's his full name? Edward. Thank you, Edward Big Balls Kornstein, right? And let me read something right here. This is the judge. Let's take a look at this because y'all got to understand when I talk about these liberal judges like a Fannie Willis, like a Letta James. Let's look at this judge right here. Y'all want to come in and talk? Y'all to come in and talk. Let's see if y'all know how to act. If not, I'm gonna put y'all back on timeout. Let's see if y'all know how to act. All right, let's take a look at this judge. This is the judge right. The judge who let them go home. Let me make sure I got my volume up. Y'all let me know in the chat if I got muted up. Breaking, DC Judge Kendra Briggs has allowed the 2 teens who jumped Edward Big Balls Kornstein to avoid jail and sentenced them to simple probation, stating, listen to this, it's her job to rehabilitate, not to punish. There you go. So that means you got to walk around with murderers. Your children got to go to school with murderers and carjackers because liberal Kendra Briggs believes her job is to rehabilitate. How many people agree with that? How many people that she believes that they can be rehabilitated? She believes they can be rehabilitated, right? Do you believe they can be rehabilitated, and on whose dime? This is something else that doesn't get talked about. Kendra Bragg said they can be rehabilitated. It should have been the parents' job to do that, right? They probably come from a single parent home, but who's going to pay for it? You have to pay for it. So wait, they go out, they commit heinous crimes, they commit felonies, they beat up people, they steal cars, and then me as a taxpayer, I have to pay for them to be rehabilitated. This is why we have a government shutdown. This is why we have a government shutdown, because Republican MAGA don't agree with that logic. I am not paying for these single parent home crybaby children who need to go to prison. I'm willing to pay tax dollars to put them in prison. I'm not willing to pay tax dollars to be their daddy. No, their mama should have stayed married. They should have a 2-parent household. I'm not paying for them to be rehabilitated after they run around at 3 o'clock in the morning. Did you guys hear the story from Big Balls? Big Balls said he was out with friends at 3 o'clock in the morning. Can anybody tell me why a 15-year-old, can we see, no one talks about the real thing. Can anybody tell me why a 15-year-old was out at 3 in the morning? A 15-year-old and a 14-year-old was out at 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's listen again to what Big Balls said. Let's listen again, because then I didn't even think about this when I first watched it. He said I was out with friends at 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's a group of 10 teenagers. What did I say? I said the reason Trump is going to the cities is because after Black Lives Matter protests and Police Reform Act bills were passed, they lost over 1,000 police officers in DC. Did you guys know that they're down 1,000 police officers? How does that manifest? Do you understand? How does that look like on the ground if you live in DC? You know what it looks like? It looks like 10 to 15 to 30 teenagers hanging out at the Capitol Mall at 3 a.m. And you would say, nah, how can they be hanging out at the Capitol Mall at 3 a.m.? Because they're down 1,000 police officers. East Oakland. Remember, I live in Northern California. I talked to you about South Sacramento. I talked to you about East Oakland. The chief and the mayor coming on TV complaining about police reform, city council taking away $14 million from Oakland police, crippling them when they have a murder spree of teenagers dying and they can't stop it. Why? They don't have enough police on the street. You have over several 100,000 people in DC. You only had, at one time, you had 4,500 police. After Black Lives Matter and police reform, you now have less than 3,000 police officers in DC with over several 100,000 people. At any given night, you only have a couple hundred of police officers on the street to protect the entire city, which is how these gaps and what's the word I'm looking for? How these gaps in protocol, or these gaps in protection exists, where there's a gap where teenagers are allowed to hang out at 10 o'clock in the morning, at 3 o'clock in the morning, because we don't have enough officers. If we had enough police officers, we would go down to the Capitol Mall and say, hey, you guys take your ass home, right? That's what they would do. Hey, if you don't go home, we got a curfew, and I'm going to call your parents and arrest you. Your mom going to have to come pick you up. $40 billion to argue. Listen to this. Listen to this.
I was hanging out with a group of my friends late at night, and at about 3 a.m., we were wrapping up.
I was hanging out with a group of my friends late at night. At about 3 a.m., we were wrapping up. Now listen to this, because you don't know at first that the people who attack him are 15 years old.
I was hanging out with a group of my friends late at night, and at about 3 a.m., we were wrapping up. And I was walking one of my friends back to her car. And as we're walking to the car, there's a group of 10 guys right across the street. And
so group of 10 guys, I'm assuming there's some guys hanging out. Turns out that these were 14 and 15-year-olds. Do you understand? The 15-year-old boy got 12 months. The 15-year-old girl got 9 months. Do you understand how this really occurred? That when he saw a group of guys on the corner, he didn't even say black. He didn't put a race to it. Thank you, Big Balls. Big Balls didn't interject race. Big Balls just said there were 10 guys on the corner. Turns out they were teenagers, 15-year-old teenagers, including girls. So he was attacked by a boy and a girl. He didn't even know their age or sex. Why are they out at 3 o'clock? Why is a 15-year-old girl out at 3 o'clock in the morning? Her parents should be charged. This case, she went to a local youth shelter. That means she might not even have parents. The 15-year-old girl was sentenced to 9 months of probation and remanded to a local youth shelter, meaning she don't got nowhere to live. That's why she's out at 3 o'clock in the morning. What's going on in DC with these single parent homes and these teenagers out at 3 o'clock in the morning? I never even thought about the fact that they were out because they didn't have nowhere to go. No food, no home. I don't know if they got drugs in their house. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Let me show you. Let me read this to you, man. Regardless of the age or race or anything. Shout out to Big Balls, man. Shout out to Big Balls, man. Shout out to Big Balls. Let me read this. Why we have a government shutdown. Let me give you guys. Check this out. Check this out. Just so you guys understand the Democrats' budget buster. This is the Democrats' budget buster. Democrats $1.5 trillion in demands for opening the government. $200 billion in health care benefits for illegal aliens. Repeal of the $50 billion rural hospital fund. Permanent COVID subsidies without reforms. How can that even be a law? That right there is bothering me because that's not government. That's not legal. That's not like constitutional. How can anything be permanent without a reform? That's like royal. That's what a king, right? Can anybody tell me that in the chat? How can something be permanent without a reform unless it's a mandate or edict from a king or emperor? That's not how you run a free country of laws. Laws get debated. Right now in the Supreme Court, we're talking about the Civil Rights Act. Nothing is permanent without reforms, unless it's from a king. $500 million for liberal news outlets. $4 million for global LGBTQI plus awareness campaigns. $4 million out the window, not for Americans. Another $4 million for LGBTQI plus democracy grants in the Balkans. That's not Boston, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Balkans. Does anybody know where the Balkans are? Let's look up the Balkans, because y'all might think the Balkans is down the street. No, the Balkans are not down the street. That's the Balkans right there. That's not America, huh? That's not America, right? That's the Balkans, right? No, Balkans region in Europe. Why don't Europe spend their own money? Why don't Europe spend their own money? Why is American Democrats keeping the government closed, keeping you not getting paid for the Balkans? Do you guys know where the Balkans are? It's gorgeous. I bet you they got money. Look at these beautiful pictures of Balkans in Europe. Look at that. The Colosseum. Look at that. Romania. This is not Kansas anymore. Toto, we are not in Kansas anymore. We are not in Kansas, or the Democrats don't care about Kansas. The Democrats don't care about Boston. The Democrats care about the Balkans, huh? LGBTQ they didn't learn shit from Kamala and Tim Walz. Can we have a quick little sidebar? Kamala got 107 days. They didn't learn shit from Kamala and Tim Walz. That is, the Democrats are losing in 2026 and they're going to lose in 2028. What you are learning here is they did not learn shit from Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and how the American people feel about these issues. They are throwing good money after bad, like my mama used to say. They are throwing good money after bad, like my mama used to say. That's pork barrel. They all do that, dummy. Both sides, get your game up, dude. Where did they come from? Well, I just would need to know where break down, rebuild, you're wrong and you're stupid, but where did your dumb ass come from? Tommy G said, well, I know. That's all you can say, Tommy G. That's what you gotta say to a dumb motherfucker who say some stupid ass shit. What? Shut up. Break down and rebuild that statement, stupid ass. God damn. Just dumb for dumb as rocks. Dumb as rocks, like grandma used to say, man. Just dumb as a rock. Let's get some more video about this government shutdown.
In the midst of this,
let's get some more video about this government shutdown, so y'all can understand what's going on and why you should Blexit out the Democratic. Why you should Blexit out the Democratic Party. That's what we're gonna do.
shutdown, we call on the moderate Democrats in the Senate to be heroes. Be heroes. Break away from the hive of radicalism and do something for the American people, because we are starting to cut into muscle here. We believe that the shutdown may start costing the U.S. economy up to $15 billion a day. And this is a decision the Democrats are making. And one of the reasons that they are not being held to task is because the mainstream media is not them the way they would have if the Republicans were willing to keep the government closed. It is a very simple decision. Mike Johnson passed a clean CR. Leader Thune has the clean CR. 3 Democrats have voted for it. And right here, right now, I am calling for the moderate Democrats to be heroes, and reopen the government for the American people.
And they have an opportunity. Think about this. You have an opportunity, Jasmine Crockett. You have an opportunity, the AOC, to be a hero and open up the government. Mike Johnson has passed the clean. See, people don't know because they didn't take civics. They don't know what's actually happening. Do you know for 2 weeks I've argued that the Democrats are the ones who are shutting down the government, and people did not realize that for 2 weeks. The Democrats were able to use their media propaganda machine. And for 2 weeks, they tricked the American people into thinking that Donald Trump was responsible. But finally, over the weekend, the pundits put the Democrats' foot to the fire, and Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer had to admit, yes, we are the ones shutting down the government because we don't have any other power. We don't have the House. We don't have the Senate. We don't have the votes. We don't have the White House. Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries finally admitted that they are using this as a tactic. This is political theater, and they are using your federal paycheck as part of a prop. You are a prop. Federal employees. Let me talk specifically to Black Democrats who work for the federal government. This is a large population. We have done the research on this channel. Over 18% of the federal employees are Black. There's only 13% Blacks in the country. So we overwhelmingly represent government federal employees. The Democrats know this. They are sacrificing you. Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer are sacrificing you, your salary, and I argue your Christmas. When do you buy Christmas presents? I buy Christmas presents in November. And there's some sales. I've already bought a couple Christmas presents. They're doing sales early. A lot of working people who budget, who still got to pay mortgage, rent, health insurance, PG&E. It's freezing. The PG&E bill goes up in the wintertime. We buy presents in November. So how are government employees going to purchase Christmas if they are furloughed? How are Black children going to purchase Christmas presents if they are furloughed? And you understand this. You know the numbers. I'm just a YouTuber. Hakeem Jeffries, you know that Blacks work at the post office. It's an old joke. It's an old joke about Black people working at the post office and Blacks working for the federal government. You know what you're doing, brother, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Shout out to L. Pearson. They are sacrificing the Black Democrat. It's not the first time. Get your booty to the poll. It's not the first time. Get your booty to the poll. I'm gonna bring it up right now. Get your booty to the poll. Get your booty to the poll. To the poll, as in vote. That's your Democrat. That's your Democrat. Huh? The phrase "get your booty to the poll" became a viral sensation in 2020 through a voter registration public service announcement (PSA) campaign. It was intended to be a provocative and culturally specific. Do you understand? That's racist. Let me read this again. It was intended to be a provocative and cultural specific way to encourage voter turnout, particularly among Black men in Georgia. I am offended. I am offended. I am offended. I am offended. For Black men in Georgia, they created a video PSA called "Get Your Booty to the Poll." Huh? Huh? This video is restricted. Huh? Can you believe they did that? Can you believe they did that? And people don't remember. Get your booty to the poll. Get your booty to the poll. That's your Democratic Party. They called it provocative and culturally specific, a way to encourage turnout among Black men. So Black men, we need booty to go vote. Black men, you need to see a naked booty to go vote. That's what the Democrats. Thank you, Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. It's offensive, bro. But Trump is the racist. People come in my chat all day calling me all kind of names. Trump is the racist. How can Trump be the racist when he's stopping death in Chocolate City? I don't hear enough of people saying Chocolate City. Because if you call it Chocolate City, and if you say safe zone, then how can you call Trump a racist? I want it to be called Chocolate City again. Washington, D.C.'s nickname is Chocolate City because the large amount of Black Americans, right? And Chocolate City is a safe zone. So please tell me, how is he racist? How is he racist if he's made Chocolate City into a safe zone? I don't know. It don't jive. If you ever been to DC, if you've been to Ben's Chili Bowl and you know the rich African American history, why it's called Chocolate City. Can I have a real talk this morning? I know we don't want to give me likes no more. I don't know what happened. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I used to get thousands of views and thousands of likes. I don't know what happened. Can we have an honest talk this morning? Double tap, hit the like button. There's a chevron. There's a chevron. And in that chevron, you can hit that chevron and you can hit the heart emoji. You can hit a 100. You can hit a laugh. I need y'all to hit that chevron and just double tap the screen. Get my likes up. We should have had 100 likes 20 minutes ago, but I don't know what's going on. Stripper pose. Get your booty to the poll. You would think it was fake. Oh, you can't play this. It's straight.
Get your booty to the pole. 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 Yeah.
Did we get your attention? Good. So, you're really not gonna vote? You know it's more than just the president on the ballot, right? Check it. A district attorney decides who to prosecute, including whether or not to go after dirty cops.
District attorney. You can't make this shit up.
You know who elects the DA? We do, but you don't want to vote.
Maybe this is how Fannie Willis got to maybe this is how Fannie Willis got to be the district attorney. Can you believe this shit?
Can't make it rain if you locked up on some bullshit. Want trades and coding taught in our schools? Then vote for the school boards that will prepare us for the job market. Want to end cash bail? Well, then vote for the sheriffs and county officials that feel the same way you do. But you talking about, they gonna pick who they gonna pick, shawty.
Ferguson just elected their first black mayor.
You know how that happened? It's clear
she got vote written on her booty.
Some of our current
she got vote written on her booty.
If they matter to you.
She got vote written on her booty.
To run your community. Get your booty to the poll.
Get your booty to the poll.
Get your booty to the poll.
Get your vote. Stretch.
For information on how and where to vote.
I can't believe it. Get your booty. She got an outvoted sticker on her ass. She has an outvoted sticker on her naked ass. Oh my God. She has an outvoted sticker on her naked black fat ass. Oh no, Democrats. Oh, you must like Trump. You're so MAGA. All of the trolls that come in my chat, just booty to the poll. You're so Trump. You like Trump, huh? You must don't like your people, huh? Your mama black. Well, the Democrats' mamas is stripping on poll. Black MAGA Republicans, our wives and daughters are in the house with their motherfucking pants on. Ain't nobody in this house doing none of that shit. Wow, bro. Get your booty to the poll. I had to play it. I'll let you listen to it. I'm not going to show it because it's a whole lot of ass. You can go watch it. It's on YouTube. It's not like, it's age restricted. It is age restricted based on community guidelines. So that's why I'm not showing it. But we did listen to it. But we did not show it because it's age restricted. But the mods have ruined your channel and you are great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We don't have any more mods. We did a purge. We don't have any more mods, but you are welcome to join the channel. We got a $2 holla. You can join the channel. I welcome and invite you to join the channel, but we don't have any more mods. It had got to the point where the mods were so busy they didn't have a chance to enjoy the show. So I took away the riches because I want everybody to watch and enjoy the show and comment. It's my job it's YouTube's job. If we're honest, I'm going to be presenting the content. You guys get to listen to me and have fun in the chat. And then you can, nobody took me down. Nobody took me down. I'm all good. Nobody took me down. We're actually doing great. We're actually doing great because we believe in a higher power here. So everything happens for a reason. You know, Mrs. Perfect Time and my wife always says to me, nobody could take anything from you that he already has for you. So I don't operate like that. I don't know if you operate like that. I don't know if you operate like that, but I don't operate like that. You know, no one can take anything from me, right? Anything that I have that's going to be intended for me is going to be mine. And it's not going to be mine because if anybody gave it to me. You know, there's this thing. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a black Democrat. I'm a black Republican. I'm a black MAGA Republican. Nobody's giving me shit. I'm a John Wayne, kick-ass Donald Trump, black MAGA Republican, and fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. No one gave me shit, bitch. Fuck you. Nobody giving me shit. I work hard. I'm live every day, and you punk little dick fuckers do not have a channel with 7,000 that's monetized getting money, you fucking bitch, you. None of you do. None of you can do what I do. You never could do what I do. None of you. None of you. I'm here because of hard work. I'm here because of hard work, and I look good. Not only do I work hard, I sound good, I present, I'm intelligent, but I look good. Don't I look good? Bitch, hold on, let me play something real good. Man, do you know what I am? Do you know what I am? Do you know what the fuck I am? Do you know what I am? I sound good, I present good, huh? I sound good. I present good. Shit. I am here because I look good. That's why I'm here. I'm here because I'm gorgeous. That's why I'm here. I'm here because I am gorgeous. Man, shit. And I present so well. You know? So well. Ain't nobody doing this that look this good. Shout out to my brother Hood Conservative. His hood don't even show his face. Shout out to my brother Chaotic Truth with the same haircut. I'm way more attractive than Chaotic Truth. My eyewear is better. These are Sergio Ferragamos. You see what I'm saying? You see that turtle shell? You see that gold right there? Little bitch, I'm a mood. You know what I'm saying? I'm a mood. You don't understand why we doing this. Little bitch, I'm a mood. I got style. I got grace. Don't you see me? I got taste. Little bitch, I'm a mood. I don't know about y'all, man. I don't know about y'all, man. I don't need no help, man. I'm a Leo.
Yeah, I got style, I got grace. See this fit, I got taste. Too much drip, too much flavor in your face. Cool, little bitch, I'm a mood. Better know that I'm a mood. I look good, I look great. See this skin, see this face. You don't love yourself for shit. I can't relate. Cool, little bitch, I'm a mood. Better know that I'm a mood.
I got style. I got grace. See these looks. See this face. Little bitch, I'm a mood. Huh? Don't you know that I'm a mood? One more time. One more time for the fucking haters.
I got grace. See this fit, I got taste. Too much drip, too much flavor in your face. Cool, little bitch, I'm a mood. Better know that I'm a mood.
See this face?
You don't love yourself for shit.
I can't relate. Little bitch, I'm a mood.
Better know that
I'm a mood. Yeah! Yeah! Come on, man! Come on, man! I don't need no help. Shit. I can do this all on my own. I don't need no help. You motherfuckers didn't do shit for me. That's why I took your motherfucking wrenches. You motherfuckers didn't do shit for me. That's why I took your fucking wrench. And I will be back tomorrow, motherfucker, with 100 people in my chat, motherfucker.
Yeah, I got style, I got grace. See this fit, I got taste. Too much drip, too much flavor in your face. Cool, little bitch, I'm a mood. Better know that I'm a mood. I look good, I look great. See this skin, see this face. You don't love yourself for shit. I can't relate. Cool, little bitch, I'm a mood. Better know that
I'm a mood. Come on, man. I'm just so happy right now, right? I'm just so happy right now. Man. I feel good, right? I feel good. I hope you feel good. What a great Wednesday, man. Oh, man, what a great Wednesday. Great show, great Wednesday. Awesome, man. Awesome, man. So let me do some cleaning up of the chat, man. Let me do some cleaning up of the chat, man. Let me do some. Thank you. I need for you fuck faces to come in and say something stupid so I can get you the fuck up out of here, man. I need you fuck faces to come in here to say something stupid, man. You know what I'm saying? Why are your fans for come? We are your fams for our country. Bless you, my brother. Shout out to Daniel. Let me get Wayne Ruby out of here. Go find somewhere else, Wayne, because you don't want to have fun like this. Nick said, what the fuck did I miss? Style, grace, confidence, looking good, man. You also going against the norm and telling the truth that's been hidden for so long. And it's packaged in black skin. In 2026, why is it so hard to receive a message in a package like this? That's a lot of the problem. Some white people come into the chat and I'm saying facts that jive with their ideology. And because of my skin color, they want to make a joke before they even listen. They just make a joke. But you know what the truth is about those type of white people? They're idiots. They're Republicans. They're MAGA Republicans, but they're the type of Republicans that are Republican because they're white. They're not Republican and they're not MAGA because of the issues. And I think a lot of you white racist MAGA are pissed off that black MAGA Republicans understand the issues a lot better than you do. That's just the fact of the matter. It's a lot of white MAGA Republicans who come in my chat and I roast they bitch ass. And you know what they say? Oh, I'm on your side. I voted for Trump. But you're still a racist, stupid motherfucker. You're still a racist motherfucker. And you don't know the issues. And you come in here, you want to troll and talk shit and get us off a topic because you're insulted. You have penis envy. You have a small white penis. You have a small white brain. And you're upset that you don't understand the issues as well as a black man does. But we're all American, brother. Whether we're white, blue, or brown, we're all American. And it's okay that you can be educated by someone who has a different skin color. I hope you get this point. All of the people who have a stick up their ass. It's okay if you learn something from someone. All of my teachers were white. Do you think I wanted to be dumb? Do you think I stopped learning and beginning my intelligence because they're white? How idiotic would that be? Oh, I'm not going to go to school. I'm not going to learn because my teachers are white. Come on, man. No, I went to school. I studied. I did my homework. I got my skills. I got my shit the fuck up. I didn't let the race of my instructor bother me. I didn't let the ideology, even I had racist and bigoted teachers. I don't give a fuck. I'm not living with you. I'm not your friend. I'm here to be educated. I need the knowledge you got in your head. I don't care if you like blacks or you like this or you like that. That's not why I'm in your classroom. That's not why you're here. Do you understand intellect that you're dealing with on this podcast? Huh? I don't think they do. I don't think they do. Because you got to be a lonely, sick, punk motherfucker to think you can make or break a YouTube channel. You can't make or break a YouTube channel. YouTube makes money off of my channel. You can't make or break a YouTube channel. Some fat, funky, fucking racist from their fucking Obama phone cannot affect a good YouTube channel. You just can't. Okay? So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Oh, God. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm having a motherfucking good time doing it. Can y'all tell me how come when you get rid of one troll, like 5 trolls go at the same time? It's like it's a way to have an account with multiple. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't really give a fuck. I'm getting hungry. How many people are hungry? I'm getting hungry. So we got a couple more topics to go over. We got Kamala Harris. This is a good one. I want to do Kamala Harris. We got JD Vance. We got Kamala Harris. We got J.D. Vance. Kamala Harris, J.D. Vance. And who else we got? Oh, we got Christian Revival. Y'all want to start? Let's start there. Let's start with Christian Revival. We got a few more minutes before we hit the 2-hour mark. We got a few more minutes. Thank you. I'm with you, my brother Daniel Campbell. Tina said hi. Tommy G said, what's an Obama phone? It's what you watching me on right now, motherfucker. It's the reason why bad bitches don't respond to your text messages, motherfucker. Tommy G get left on red all day long. You've been wondering why you get left on red, Tommy G. You get left on red because you hit that bitch with an Obama phone and she know your ass is broke. That's why she said, ugh, when your text messages come across. She said, ugh. You wasn't wondering. You know you got a motherfucking phone from in front of Walmart. You know the phone you watching me on right now, you got in front of Walmart from a tent. You stood in front of a tent in front of Walmart and you showed your EBT card, and that's how you got the cell phone you watching me on right now. That's how you got the cell phone you got right now. That's how you got the phone you got right now. All right. When Charlie Kirk first met his demise, it really affected me. Candace Owens went on vacation. I wonder when Candace Owens is coming back. But I had some of my biggest shows when Charlie Kirk, talking about Charlie Kirk. And what I talked about mostly because I let Candace Owens do the investigation. In the beginning, what I talked about Charlie Kirk was, you got no damn variety. Even if your mama paid a bill, you ain't got no damn variety. You ain't even never been in the Verizon store. When Charlie Kirk first, man, thank you for making me laugh, man, because the Charlie Kirk subject is a somber subject because I really love that brother. As you probably can hear, I talk a lot about Candace Owens and about Blexit. Charlie Kirk was instrumental in creating Blexit with Candace Owens, and you wouldn't have people like me if it wasn't for Blexit and Candace Owens. So when Charlie Kirk passed, I took it on. Candace Owens started doing the research on who killed him. I wanted to prove all of the black YouTubers wrong. I saw black YouTubers, and I know for a fact they don't know who Charlie Kirk is. What did I say? Anybody watching me said, I argued that people like Alex Jones, who just lost in the Supreme Court, this is a truth that no one ever talked about. Charlie Kirk is racist. Charlie Kirk is racist. None of you motherfuckers ever even watched Charlie Kirk. The truth is you never heard him speak. You've only heard clips. And I knew that for a fact. How did I know that? Because Charlie Kirk, Russell Brand, Steven Crowder, Alex Jones, all of their messages are hidden. We've only been in the Trump administration for 6 months. During the last administration, all of these voices were put down. Did you guys know that? Charlie Kirk ain't new. Turning Point been around for a long time. Why didn't you hear about Turning Point during the last administration? It's because his voice was hidden. They wanted to make MAGA terrorists. Biden always talked about MAGA being authoritarian terrorists. So Charlie Kirk's been having this message for a long time. Alex Jones, but all Steven Crowder, they've been hidden. It's just now when Elon Musk bought X, and just 6 months ago when Trump took office, that these voices have been elevated. But you had to go look for Charlie Kirk. Did you know that? Steven Crowder on Rumble. You had to go look for these people. If you wanted to hear Louder with Crowder, if you wanted to hear Turning Point, you had to go look for them. They weren't on your timeline on Instagram or on YouTube. They weren't. Those voices were shadowed. Those voices were shunned. That's what pissed me off about Charlie Kirk when he passed away. That a bunch of black content creators were talking shit about someone that they didn't even know about. And I knew that because his audience was curated, because the last administration made sure that they diminished their voice. Steven Crowder, Russell Brand, Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, and right along with Charlie Kirk, all of their voices were put down in the last administration. So I know, it's tough one. Met him in O'Hare, and he was a nice man. He was 30 years old, bro. What if he wasn't a nice? He was 30 years old, bro. I'm 50. So you know what? I like Charlie Kirk. I believe what you said, but what if he wasn't? He's fucking 30 years old, bro. Can he be a dickhead? I was dumb, and when I was 20, 28, 29, I was an idiot. I was a dickhead. So I love Charlie Kirk for being a great God-fearing husband and father. I wasn't at 30. I think that's very mature of him. But my point is, what if he wasn't? Does that mean we hate him and we kill him? He doesn't get to be young and dumb. He doesn't get to be 20. Like, it don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense. So I argued that a lot of the blacks who were saying Charlie was racist had never heard him truly, like giving him a real listen. You only heard clips. And I argued that Charlie Kirk's message was not predominantly about race or even politics. Charlie Kirk's message was about God and the Bible and making white men who had not felt comfortable in churches and white men who had not felt comfortable in college campuses because of Title IX and democratic feminist liberal policies to come back to church, to come back to school. And overwhelmingly, when you talk to people like Tommy who listened to Charlie Kirk, they were led to Christ. They don't talk about MAGA. They don't talk about politics. Is not the most important thing to me. I'm a YouTuber. This is what I do on YouTube, but it's not the most important thing. When people talk about what did Charlie Kirk, he helped me with finding God. I was lost. He helped me find my salvation. Because of Charlie Kirk, I found Christianity. 9 out of 10 people are going to say something about religion. It's very rarely that they will say politics and MAGA, because it's not paramount, it's not important. When you see Charlie Kirk and you see his wife, you see his kids, you see his success, and you're a young white male and you haven't touched that, and Charlie is saying to you, you need to pray. You need to repent if you want a life like mine. Charlie wasn't saying you need to vote Republican. That was an afterthought. But Charlie Kirk was telling young white men who have been left out of the American dream, pray, repent, come back to church and God. Pray, repent, come back to church and God, go to college, get your wife, live a Christian life, and then you could be like me. The people who argue that Charlie Kirk was trying to tell white people to become Republican or be right, they never listen. I went to high school in Arizona. I went to high school in Mesa, Arizona with LDS, a huge high school where thousands of children, where half of the students went to seminary. It was a culture shock. When I saw 1,000 kids leave campus in the inner city, we have closed campus. I wasn't allowed to leave high school when I lived in the inner city. There were metal detectors. Well, when I went to Mesa, Arizona, the kids it was an open campus. The lockers were outside. So even during passing period, you could walk off of campus. There was no gates around the school, and my locker was outdoors. So in between class, I would leave the school and go to my locker because it was so hot, 120 degrees, so there were no hallways. The hallways were outdoor hallways. We're living in the desert, and I would go to my locker outside. And the children, the LDS Mormon children, went to something called seminary. I didn't know what seminary was. What they explained to me is those children were going to church. Some of the most gorgeous white women I ever seen in my life. Arizona. Oh my God, gorgeous. LDS Mormon. All of them were going to church. I'm like, it's school. We're at school. There's a separation of church and state. Because I'm intelligent. This is a good school. I had to get into this school. This was a great school. I've always been intelligent, high GPA honor roll. So I'm like, church and state has a separation. How are they allowed to do this? 1,000 kids left campus, public school, and went across the street. And it made me think, what type of political pull does this church have? What type of political pull, what type of money do they have where they have outside of every high school in Arizona, there's a building across the street that they own, that they employ people to educate. What kind of money are they working with? I had all these questions in my mind. I just want you to know that Charlie Kirk was not paramount about politics. I lived with people like Charlie Kirk. I lived in Arizona. I went to school with LDS. Politics don't come up that much. But their faith, they are faith-based people. Their children go to seminary, they go to church, they are faith-based. Utah, BYU, they all had a goal to go to BYU, Brigham Young University. This is a faith, this is a theologic school. It's not a regular college. BYU has great football. We know about BYU, but did you know it's an LDS college? Like Notre Dame is a Catholic. Do y'all remember when Notre Dame won the Orange Bowl? The new coach, who was a black Catholic, the old coach was a liberal Democrat. The new coach at Notre Dame is a black MAGA Catholic. Did you guys know that? And when Notre Dame won the Orange Bowl, you know what he said? He said, one of the first things I did when I became the new coach is I instituted mass. Notre Dame football always had to go to mass before the football game in practice. In the last liberal administration under Biden, he took away, he said no more mass. Because remember, the liberals don't believe in God. The liberals call it sky daddy. Liberal Democrats don't want us to have our faith. This is what Charlie Kirk was fighting. Charlie Kirk was fighting this. And what did he say? Why did we win the Orange Bowl? He said we won the Orange Bowl because I reinstituted mass. You got to go to mass. If you're going to play football for Notre Dame, you got to go to mass. Catholic mass. So let's finish this up. U.S. Christians revival surges in Bible sales, app downloads after Kirk assassination. I'm going to read that again. U.S. Christian revival surges. This is with Kirk's legacy. This is Charlie Kirk's legacy, whether you like it or not. U.S. Christian revival surges in Bible sales. App downloads after Charlie Kirk assassination. New data shows Bible sales rising 41% since 2022. Faith app downloads increasing 79%. Faith app downloads increasing almost 80% since 2019. And Christian music streams growing 50% alongside a 15% jump in church attendance following the September 25 assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Younger demographics, including Gen Z, are driving much of the growth through visually engaging Bibles and apps like Halo. Is it Halo or Halo? And U version. Religious leaders attribute the trends to national soul searching, right? Though some caution against bleeding faith with politics amid reports of packed churches and renewed devotion. Shout out to Errol Pearson and everybody in the chat. Thank you, Tommy. So did y'all hear that? After Charlie Kirk, that's a real legacy. And that's what the legacy of this channel, that Charlie Kirk legacy is a legacy of increasing awareness for God, Christianity. And how could that be bad for people to come to know, love? Number one, I said love and unity in the chat. Love and unity in the chat. I don't know where them trolls came from. I don't know why them trolls did that. Every day I say love and unity in the chat. Love and unity in the chat. A Christian revival in America is underway.
Surging nearly 80%. A Christian revival across the country. Bible sales increasing over 40% since 2022. Religion app downloads surging nearly 80%. That increased since 2019. And Christian music Spotify streams up 50% from 2019. Our next, a Christian revival across the country. Bible sales increasing over 40% since 2022. Religion app downloads surging nearly 80%. That increased since 2019. And Christian music Spotify streams up 50% from 2019. Our next, a Christian revival across.
I just wanted to share that. That's a little quick one. I just wanted to share that little quick one. That's a little quick one to share. Get people, we're going to stay positive. They try to hate on us. I said last week they're going to find somewhere else to go. They're going to find somewhere else to go because we're not going to stop. We ain't gonna stop. We can't stop. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now. Kamala Harris claims some people call her most qualified candidate faces ex-mockery. Can you believe this? Former Vice President Kamala Harris stated in an interview with Kara Swisher that some people described her as the most qualified presidential candidate in history, a remark made while reflecting on her 2024 campaign. The comment shared via a video clip on X drew immediate ridicule from users, including Jennifer Say and CJ Pearson, who labeled it delusional given Harris's early 2020 primary exit and election loss to Donald Trump. The backlash highlighted skepticism about the unnamed sources of praise, contrasted it with her record as California Attorney General, U.S. Senator, and Vice President. Kamala Harris, some people said she was the most qualified presidential candidate ever. Let me know, do you agree or disagree in the chat? Let's take a look and listen.
That is a decent resume, but go ahead.
Well, some people have actually said I was the most qualified candidate ever to run for president.
I like the some people say. Very nice, but go ahead.
I'm just speaking fact.
Yeah. That is a decent resume, but go ahead.
Well, some people have actually said I was the most qualified candidate ever to run for president.
Ever. What does that say about me and you? The Democratic elite, well, we are living in the Hunger Games. The Democratic elite, man, the Democratic elite is too much, man. She said ever. She said I was the most qualified person to run for president ever. Kamala. She black? I didn't know she was black. It's okay if she's black. I don't mind if she's black. She can be black. Is she black? I didn't know she was black. It's okay if she's black. I know she lied. Where's the fucking seasoning? Where is the fucking seasoning? Oh my God. Most qualified candidate for president ever. She said it. We didn't make it up. This is what she said. I would love to watch Hillary Clinton watch that clip. Oh man. They call me 007. 0 primary votes, 0 flips, 7 swing states lost. Just so we clear, the woman who raised $1.4 billion and ended up $20 million in debt in 3 months was going to fix the U.S. economy. I just wanted to say that. Oh man. I didn't know she was going to say she was the most qualified ever. I thought she was just going to say she was highly qualified. Nope. Kamala Harris, the most qualified presidential candidate ever. Okay, last story, J.D. Vance. Montel Williams. Last story, J.D. Vance. So we have been talking about left-wing radicalization and how the left wants violence. Today I broke down the government shutdown and how Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer want you to be in pain. They want you to be out of work because that's the only tactic they have left. And what they keep doing is they keep giving me receipts. They keep giving me proof. I logically come to these conclusions via mathematical analysis of the issue, right? Which is why I'm right 90% of the time. I say I'm perfect, I'm not right. So 90% of the time I'm right because I apply mathematical principles to these issues, right? So I said to you, the left is the one radicalizing and creating the violence, right? And now we have receipts. We actually have receipts out today from Democrat Jay Johnson, right? And Democrat Jay Johnson, just like Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, just like the Democrat leadership in Chicago and Illinois, who wants the murders in Chicago to keep going, just like the Democratic leadership in Portland, Oregon, who wants the murder and crime to keep going. Listen to the logic. This is the logic of the Democratic Party. So you can understand, every day I'm on here arguing because the people who are paying are poor blacks. Poor blacks, rich white liberals, which elite Democrats are not the ones feeling the pain. So let's look at the Democrat logic. J.D. Vance called out Democratic representative. This is far worse than anything said in the college group chat. And the guy who said it could become the AG of Virginia. I refuse to join the pearl clutching when powerful people call for political violence. This is so important, you guys. This is so important. Powerful people call for political violence. So this is a leaked text message from future AG of Virginia, political representative Jay Johnson. And this is what the conversation said. You weren't simply asking questions and you know it. I genuinely was. I wasn't attacking you. I was trying to understand your logic. You weren't trying to understand. You were talking about hoping Jennifer Gilbert's children would, you know what that word says. And then the Democrat says, yes, I've told you this before. Only when people feel pain personally do they move on policy. We're going to read that 2 more times so you understand the logic behind Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer shutting down the government to hurt you and to make you feel pain. Listen, this is Democrat Jay Johnson, and this is J.D. Vance calling him out on his left-wing radicalization. And he writes, yes, I've told you this before. Only when people feel pain personally. He emphasizes that this is not some general pain, that he wants you to feel pain in your life. Remember what the Dallas ICE shooter said? He said he wanted ICE agents terrified. Remember that? I read that report. He put Antifa on the bullets, right? He put ICE on the bullets, right? The Dallas ICE shooter said in manifesto he wanted ICE employees terrified. This is Democratic Jay Johnson, and he is saying that he wants you personally. He putting a dot on it. He put a stamp on it. He said it on business. He wants you personally to feel pain so that he can get policy passed. That's a big contrast from MAGA. That is a big contrast from MAGA when you have your Democratic representatives and leaders admitting they want you personally, they put a stamp on it. They want you to feel pain. You should really understand what the politics is on the ground. They want you to feel pain. So that's my last story. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. See you guys back. Yeah, that's messed up. Ain't it messed up? Come back tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe. Super chat. Cash App. Salute.